It's been 4 years since we last murdered stormtroopers as Cal Kestis, and now it's time to get to slicing and dicing all over again. But if you're relatively new to being a Jedi, you may need a little help surviving against the Empire. So to lend you some sage Jedi advice, I'm Jamie Latour, and here is a beginner's guide to Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Over the course of Star Wars Jedi Survivor, you'll get the chance to use skill points to unlock all kinds of cool new abilities. Now, obviously, you're going to want to get some cool new lightsaber attacks or force abilities, but hold your space horses there, son, because the first things you'll want to unlock are more health and stim pack effectiveness. Yes, that does sound boring, but for a Jedi, Cal bruises like a peach, and as you face tougher challenges, you're going to want more health and healing to survive. So make sure to spend those early skill points on these unlocks first, before you get to all of the cool stuff later on. Speaking of skill points, the way you acquire them is by gradually gaining experience points to fill up this bar. Once it's full, you get yourself a brand spanking new skill point. When you have a skill point, it can't be taken away from you when you die. However, the experience that you're slowly gathering up can. When you get knocked out by an enemy, you can recover your lost experience by finding that enemy and smacking it to get your stuff back. Or sometimes the experience will just be placed on the ground if you die to a boss or an awkward area. But if you die before reaching that enemy or recovering your experience, it's lost forever, which means it's going to take longer to get another skill point. So our advice is that if your experience bar is almost full and you know you're about to encounter a tough battle or boss fight, it might be a good idea to backtrack and kill more enemies until you finally fill up that bar. That way you get your skill point and you don't have to worry about losing that progress from all of your murders. Sticking with the topic of skill points, since once you have them, you can't lose them, you're in no rush to use them. So if you're unsure of how to invest your skill points, try saving them until you know what you want to unlock. For example, as you start the game, you'll only have 2 battle stances available to you, but by the time you reach the planet Kobo, you'll acquire new stances that you may want to use and spend points on. So instead of using your points all willy-nilly like, experiment with your playstyle first, and then slot those skill points into the abilities that you enjoy using most. And if you're still unsure of how to use your points as the game goes on, force abilities are always fun to fool around with. Me personally, I like throwing stormtroopers off of cliffs because it's hilarious. So that's always a fun ability to upgrade. This game is a Souls-like, and if you have any experience with the games of From Software, then you know that they like themselves a shortcut. Star Wars Jedi Survivor is no different, as there are various shortcuts that you can find that will make it easier to get around the maps. There are different kinds of shortcuts, such as doors that can be unlocked or ropes that can be cut. Make sure to always be looking out for shortcuts, because it will make traversing these planets a whole lot less tedious. There are goodies hidden all over the levels of Jedi Survivor. Sometimes you'll find cosmetic items, or treasures, or just random crap that BD1 likes to scan. Unfortunately, there's not really an easy way to spot all of the collectibles, so get in the habit of thoroughly checking every area for items and side paths that will lead to valuable goodies. Pay attention to BD1 as well, because if he's near something that he can scan, he'll often make a little noise, jump off your back, and run towards the point of interest. One way that you could be sure that you grabbed everything in a level is by using the map. The map in Star Wars Jedi Survivor is a vast improvement over the original game's map, and will show you a checklist of collectibles in the area so you can be sure that you found all of the little bits and bobs scattered around. It will also show you a trail of the path that you've taken, so if you get turned around, you can retrace your steps. Also, if you notice red doors on the map, this typically means that you don't currently have access to that area, which could be because you either lack the ability to get through there, or you haven't found the way to open up that location. So if you notice that you're missing a collectible on your checklist, it's possible that you need to wait until you get inside that big red door. Like most Star Wars projects, this game has phenomenal sound design. Not only is this a joy to listen to, it's also quite helpful in keeping Cal alive. By listening to audio audio cues, you can figure out when enemies are trying to ambush you, and it can telegraph when they're going to attack, making it easier for you to parry them. A good example of this would be when these probe droids make a distinct sound before they try to blast you. You loud, dumb droid. Finally, and this tip is a bit of a cheat, but you're a Jedi, so you're kind of cheating at life already. Star Wars Jedi Survivor has a photo mode, which is great for taking cool pictures of Cal, but beyond that, it also has a use within the game. You can use photo mode to scan areas for items and enemies. By using the photo mode, you can look around you and even zoom out to get a better view of your surroundings. So if you ever want to scope out an area, you can use the photo mode to do a little recon. And if you think this feels like a bit of a cheap tactic, just think of it like one of Cal's force powers. He's got force photo mode, or I don't know, you're a Jedi, figure it out. For more Star Wars Jedi Survivor news and guides, check out thegamer.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.